So now we want to change this choke cable. Looks okay on this end, but the whole shaft and the knob just snapped off the other end. So I want to see how this is routed.
I see. There's a nut right here.
That's crazy how that turns. But anyways, yeah, there's a nut right there. Good luck seeing how that's not rusted solid. In other words, this is where the choke is supposed to be. That snapped off because the cable was seized. Oh, Mark's trying to unscrew that now.
Can't see it now. It's in the weirdest position.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep, this is the size.
It's the size, but you got no room to turn it.
Yeah.
Here, let me see. I'm surprised it actually isn't rusted.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'll tell you what would make it easy.
What?
Taking the throttle cable bracket off.
How?
There's a nut right there, but we already tried to take one of these nuts off and it snapped. That's why this is the way it is.
Did we when?
Huh?
When?
Look. See how this is space was in here?
Yeah.
That's because there was a stud right there and there was a nut. See that right there? That's a nut.
When did we do that?
Oh, way back when.
And you probably did that.
Well, anyways, that's why this is all messed up. See, when you push up on this, see how that flexes down?
Yeah.
That's not supposed to do that. There were studs on the back of the dashboard. There's no bolt heads or anything here, which is, well, actually, wait a minute. Maybe it's underneath the decal. See, right here, it feels like maybe there's a screw there.
What do you feel?
That would be better.
It feels flat. Good, it feels flat.
Well, then that's worse, because that means that that stud, that nut is attached to, literally is part of the dashboard, which stinks for you. See how I don't keep turning it in one direction. I turn it a little bit, and then I turn it back. And sometimes that'll let the rust, oxide, and stuff fall out of the threads. If you just keep turning it in the same direction over and over and over again, that's a good way for it to snap for sure. See how that's loosening up now?
Yeah.
We might luck out. We might get that one off. The problem you're going to have is mounting this back up. See? To where that stud was?
Yeah, but we don't need to because we've been doing that this whole time.
Yeah, we don't need to, but
There's no way we can do it because there's no stud.
I understand, but what's going to happen is, because all of the force putting that throttle up and down now is being put onto that bracket, onto this one stud, it's bending the stud and it's going to snap it.
How are we gonna fix that? Buy a new dashboard?
No.
Yeah, I know.
Even if you could find a dashboard for this thing, it would be expensive.
I found one that was $10.
The dashboard?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, but just the dashboard, nothing with it.
Well, we don't need anything else with it.
Yeah.
The dashboard is just this metal piece.
Yeah, I found one for $10.
Well, my idea was we could drill out the spots where the studs are and put screws through the front and nuts on the back. That's what I thought.
Okay. We're not gonna do that today, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, those have to be studs because they're not turning when I try and, you know, if it was a screw underneath there, it would be trying to turn. There's the nut. So now I can drop this bracket. Oh, there's a washer too. Let me get that before it falls off. Now I could drop this bracket down like that, right? If this came off,
Don't try.
yeah, if that was willing to come off, then we could even. So now,
Yep.
but it only turns so far, and then you can't get it on to the thing again. So you have to turn it over because that's got a curve to it,
Yeah.
and that'll let you get it on for one more turn.
Yeah, you're just turning the whole thing.
Yeah, am I?
Yep.
Yeah, see, I was afraid of that. So, here's what we're going to do to fix that. I'm going to reach in here and try and grab it with these pliers. So maybe that nut isn't that loose like it felt. Maybe it's really a much more horrible thing. That the whole thing just turns and turns and turns.
You turning it? Okay. It's not turning anymore.
Yeah, I just turned it.
It's not turning
All
anymore.
right, so maybe this is unscrewing, which is lucky for you. I was hoping it was loose enough I could start spinning it with my finger. It ain't
With
that
this
loose.
old thing, that's
It
not
ain't that loose, no. Oh, it's amazing to me that this isn't all corroded, that this nut is coming off as easily as it is.
The most amazing thing is that these metal things are not broken. Usually on the old tractor like this, those things are broken.
You rusted away?
No, like smashed. All of your old tractors,
What
those
metal things?
these plastic, these
You said metal.
glass.
The gauges.
Gauge.
Yeah. You said metal. So I thought you meant the frame pieces.
No.
That's what confused me. You see, you'd think, oh gee, just undo the top of the dashboard and these bolts and take the whole dash out, right?
I got it.
Except for the one problem, the
Put your hand in there.
steering column. Are you worried about that nut falling off?
Yeah.
Let it go.
Why?
Where can it go? It's going to follow the cable.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It can't come off because the cable's in there.
Now
And I'm going to reach underneath here and see if I can feed the cable up towards it. All right, so that's coming out. That's good. All right, so far so good. Hold on, relax.
I don't want that thing to
Don't get
fall.
yourself all... Well, if it falls, it's going to fall down. I don't know where.
That's right.
All right, so I'm going to get my fingers over here so that when a cable comes to the end, it'll fall into my hand, theoretically.
Okay, get ready.
There you go, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to back the cable back out this way so we can get the nut and the washer to come off. Oh. And that's it. This little short, tiny thing is the cable. All right, so we're going to use this to figure out what length we need to make that one. All right, well, I was completely out of frame all this time, but I was just reaching into, we dropped down this throttle bracket so that I could get a wrench in here and unscrew at like an 1/8 turn at a time this nut, and then we got this whole cable out. Now we're going to use this cable because it's still intact, it's just seized, to determine how long we're going to take this El Cheapo cable I got. Well, it is. This is cheap. Okay. So one of the first things we're going to do is make sure that it fits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this through temporarily just to see. Oh, I should have taken the nut off, but I really just need to see if it's going to fit through the hole.
Yep.
It does. Good. Okay. So far so good. So now what I need to do is I need to cut this cable to the length I need. Look at, they don't even put it
Tip.
the little dog leg thing in the
Yeah.
end there. They basically leave that up to you to do that. Either that or this went into a clamp where it was like a hole with a screw that you tighten the screw and it
Yeah.
grips that. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this to length. Now this inner cable has to be cut to longer than this. So if I just cut this, well,
Yeah.
then this will be too short.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is, if this allows me to, I want to see if I can pull this all the way out so that this wire is nowhere near where I'm going to cut this outer cable. So let's see if that works. That's another good reason why there's no dog leg in the end of this. We would have had to have cut that little dog leg off to get this to come out. So now I get the inner cable
We're gonna anyways have to cut
safely
that off.
safely out of harm's way, right?
Yeah.
So now I can take this, I can just hold this up like this and go,
I'm a weirdo.
and I can see that
Wanna get a Sharpie?
right there is where it's going to be. Well, yeah, I didn't bring a Sharpie. Hold on. Don't worry about it. I got to go down there. I got to get my cutter anyways.
Okay.
Because we're going to cut this with the angle grinder with a cutoff wheel. Move the gas can away from where all the sparks are going to be. I've got my hearing protection and my eye protection on. All right, so now we're going to feed the new cable through. 'Cause I'm going to eyeball this. Nope. Yeah, because the reason why I'm doing this, I'm going to make this extra long. We can always cut it shorter if we have to, but I'm going to cut it extra long. And the reason why I'm going to cut it extra long is because we don't know what position this was in when it was seized. Was this all the way in? Was it all the way out? Or was it halfway? So that little bit of cable length, I want to account for the possibility of that being the case. let's say for the sake of argument that that was all the way out. Right there, right?
Oh, we can check.
And that means when it was all the way in, it would be out here somewhere. So
Hold
we
on,
cut it way back here.
I have the old knob.
Would you hand me my Sharpie, please?
I just asked you. Oh my goodness.
Plus, we got a certain amount of leeway we can adjust this too. So.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me see the extra.
Yeah. It's sharp like a hypodermic needle. I'm feeding this through here just temporarily to an easy spot to get to so that I can get the washer and the nut back on. Now I'm going to back this whole thing back out because this can't go this way.
Yeah.
This has to go down. See, that's weird how that's quite the angle that makes right there. See how that's going in crooked? That needs to like turn quite a bit, like this. So that's weird that that cable makes such a bad turn there. I wonder if that cable's supposed to, see this hole right here?
Yeah.
There's a hole right there behind the battery tray.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Right?
Yep, I see it.
Here. See this
Yeah.
hole right here?
Yeah.
That hole right there is almost a straight. If we back this out and have it go over the top of this partition and go right over the top of this,
Yeah.
I think it's going to line up perfectly with that hole right there. I think this was in the wrong place.
There we go. Okay, you can go grab it from underneath. Put it above that wire.
See, now look, the angle's much better. So.
Let's take out the
Oh,
battery.
wait a minute, hold on. I think I just cut it.
Okay, yep. Oh, just
Like that. If you can get that to start, that's the wrong way, Mike. It's clockwise, facing it. So if you're looking at the nut this way.
But that's left. I'm going left. I have to go the other way because we're upside down.
That is the wrong way you're going right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you were underneath there looking up facing that, you want it to go clockwise. That's the right way now. But you got to get it straight. It has to be straight to get it started, and you're not on straight. There you go, right there. Try there. There you go. That's it. You got it. Still not quite straight. It's kind of crooked. But you know what? You might have to live with that because it's really,
Oh, my back hurts right now.
really not great the way that this cable's in the way. And you know what? I could see even if we went over the top of that cable, it would still not work. So I don't know what the heck they're thinking. So now, pull this back down like we did before. Yeah, I don't know what you handed it to me for.
What?
I had enough fun doing this the first time. I think now it's your turn.
Okay. Way.
All right,
My front.
give that a shot.
Super fun.
All right, so it looks like, based on how long this cable is, that the cable must have been seized up in the choke off position. In other words, the button fully in like it is now. So this is the choke off longest that this cable would have been. So we should be able to cut this back now. This is going to be way too long for our purposes here. First, Mark and I were thinking there was a clip that went here, a clamp for this, but we don't recall taking one out. Now when we look down in this hole, it looks very dirty, like there's never been anything threaded in there. And it's actually different than what's on this side, the clamp for that side. So we're thinking now this actually doesn't have any clamp, that it's just kept in. The outer cable is not able to move because of the fact that it's bolted to the dashboard up at that end. In other words, moving this in and out doesn't cause that cable to really change much at all. No, I take that back. You see it moving? That's sure. That seems like that should be clamped like that. So I think maybe there was something here. Well, regardless, for now we can do what I said we wanted to do, which was I'm going to try and cut this. Now I don't want to cut it this long. I want to cut it a little bit longer because I got to make that dog leg.
Yeah, I made that mistake in electronics.
Electronics?
Yeah, in electronics when you have to solder 2 wires together. I made that mistake. I cut it exactly the same. Okay.
Alright, so why don't you get me my Sharpie? Yeah, I'll take those. So that's the length without the dog leg, and then
Centimeter.
right about there.
Yeah.
That should give me enough so that when I bend it,
Yeah.
like Beckham, it'll be just about right. Alright, hold on to that. Let's see if we can cut it with these. Piece okay. Alright, we're done with that. So now I gotta bend a dog leg into that. So I need to get some needle nose pliers to do that. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Why?
Because do you see how this pulls down like this?
Yeah.
This is way up here. How's that gonna happen?
Put it under here. That's open.
Yeah, it's different.
How much? It's bigger.
It's longer. It's a longer arm, and it's going down at an angle like that to go underneath there. This one's not. Oh, wish we had noticed that.
Well, we should have used all the other mistakes on it.
So, starters, this goes underneath this manifold, and there's the clamp right there.
Yep. I just said that.
What do you mean you just said
I just
that?
said put it underneath the manifold.
Yeah, but you didn't know the clamp was right there. There's the clamping area right there. Hand me that red-handled nut driver. Doesn't want to flex enough to go underneath there. Oh, I don't want to stab myself into sharp wire. Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay, there's the dog leg, goes in like that.
Oh, it works.
Looks like it might.
Okay, let me.
Might be able to get away with it. Only, you know what? To get it in that clamp, I can't just loosen it. I gotta take that screw all the way out. It's by some miracle not drop it.
Is this hot? I was gonna put my hand in there and catch it. Because my hands are smaller.
Hold on.
What kind of clamp?
I might be able to turn it. There we go. I think I got it. Because I think that's gonna work.
But look at this bend right here.
Trust me. Activate it.
Yep. I see it shut. That's all the way.
Okay, now push it. There you go. That's it. Okay. Make sure this is tight.
Now what? The air filter, right?
Yeah. Move your battery back in position. So
Do you know what the holder is for this?
what?
Battery.
The wire things and everything? No, why? Would you see them last?
That's what I'm asking you.
Okay, contact. Puff. What? With a puff. Oh, you still need to put the throttle back on?
You told me to hold off.
Yeah, you gotta put the throttle back
Okay,
on.
how do I do that? And where's the nut?